Hi everybody, thank you for tuning into this video. This is Todd from Booster Bros TCG. Yeah, I think this is the first time that you've actually seen any of our faces, but my name's Todd, like I said. I'm here to talk about what I believe Standard is going to look like after the Great Khans rotation. Coming April 8th, Khans of Tarkir and Fate Reforged will be rotating out of Standard as we know it, and that's happening April 8th with Shadows over Innistrad coming into the set. Shadows, I'm really excited for that set. It seems to be super cool. And yeah, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I think the decks will look like after rotation, what I think the meta might look like, and what cards we're losing, what cards we're going to need out of the new set to make up for that. So yeah, here we go. Alright, so what are we going to lose? What decks are rotating with Khans? And these are decks that have a lot of their core pieces and their big pieces that are going to be in Khans of Tarkir and Fate Reforged, because those are the two sets that are rotating out of Standard. Alright, Rally the Ancestors. 4-color Rally. That deck is pretty sweet. It's been in the format for a little bit now. It's 4 colors, and it's really cool to be able to get all your triggers. You're going to lose some life. I'm going to gain some life. All my stuff goes to the graveyard. Oh, look, it's all coming back. Well, that was made possible by Rally the Ancestors. But Rally the Ancestors is in Fate Reforged, which means come April 8th, it's going out of Standard. There's the door. See you, Rally. This deck is pretty sweet, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it leaving. I've never played the deck, so it's not sentimental to me. But yeah, that's one that's going. Another one, Atarka Red. One of the best aggro decks that we have had in Standard for quite a while. Atarka Red loses three big pieces. It loses Monastery Swiftspear, which I'll talk about in just a second. Temur Battle Rage and Become Immense. The last two parts of what I just said, Temur Battle Rage and Become Immense, formed a huge combo that for a little bit was just this is how it goes. I'm going to play Become Immense and I'm going to play Temur Battle Rage, and you're going to take 17 with Trample and what you got. But both of those are going out because Become Immense was in Khans and Temur Battle Rage was in Fate Reforged. Monastery Swiftspear. I'm going to take a second to talk about this card. This is one of the best aggro cards, I guess 1-drops, but in general, yeah, aggro cards that we've seen in a long time. Monastery Swiftspear is a 1-drop. It's a 1/2 with Prowess. If you don't know what it does, you haven't been playing Standard, because it's all over the place. It has Prowess. It's a fantastic card, so yeah, it's going out. Abzan. Abzan is a deck that is going to lose some big pieces. Siege Rhino's been the poster boy of Standard. He's out of Khans. Fantastic card. I've played him and I've played against him, and let me tell you, playing him is it's a lot more fun. It's a lot better to have him on your side of the battlefield. It also loses Anafenza, and Anafenza leaves Standard, and it also is taking an ability that really hosed the rally decks for a little bit. If you don't know what its ability does, if a creature card would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, you exile it instead. So it shuts off the rally decks, and they don't get their die triggers, because instead of dying, it's just going to be put in the exile zone. You do get, with the release of Kalatos out of Oath of the Gatewatch, another fantastic card, by the way. He has the similar effect, but he only exiles them if it's from the graveyard. But similar effect. It also loses Warden of the First Tree and Abzan Charm. Less powerful cards, but very good nonetheless, and are still played in the decks. Jeskai Black doesn't really rotate as much as the other ones, I suppose, because there's not core pieces that are out the door, and the deck kind of just crumbles without them. But it does get worse with the rotation of Crackling Doom and Mantis Rider. Those are two very good cards that have been prevalent in Standard for a little bit, and they lose both of those. Let's see. Control. Control, it's similar to Jeskai Black. It just gets a little bit worse because there's been some pretty degenerate card spells in Standard for a while. Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time. Both of them come out of the Khans of Tarkir set, so they will be rotating as well. And I don't know. They're really powerful cards, so I don't think we're going to see a print of something at the same power level, because that's really busted. But the control decks will lose that massive card advantage that they have obtained. Red Black Dragons. This is a deck that I played also. Yeah, there's my deck tech on the channel if you want to go check that out. It loses Kolagon, which is real sad because that guy is super cool. I think really the Red-Black Dragons deck hadn't really surfaced until just a few months ago. But like all the pieces were there, but it just wasn't a popular deck, I think. But yeah, Kolagon really made that deck come together, and with him going out, it's just real sad because you don't have the ability to just like win out of nowhere. You know, I've got 5 mana and I'm gonna play this dude. My entire team's gonna get bigger, and I'm gonna come at your face. What you got? I think there's still gonna be like red-black or Mardu tokens with the go wide theme, but they're gonna need that something that's gonna pump their entire team and really put pressure on their opponent. Let's see what else we got on this list here. Some other notable cards that are going out that just like generally go in a lot of decks, but like, I don't know, there's fantastic cards. Murderous Cut. Let me tell you about this Murderous Cut thing. It's a fantastic piece of removal. It's probably the best removal spell that we have in Standard right now. Destroy target creature. 5 mana, but you can delve 4 of it if you want. So it's pretty sweet card. We're going to need some new removal out of Shadows of Innistrad, but we'll talk about that in just a second. Utter End. This card, I don't know. I'm back and forth on this card, but when it's good, it's real good. Because if you need to answer a Planeswalker or that pesky enchantment or something like that, Utter End's your dude. So, dude, spell, whatever. What else loses? Tasigur. Tasigur rotates, not loses. Ugin. Ugin is a really, really great Planeswalker. This dude's 8 mana, but he protects himself like probably better than any other Planeswalker. And if your opponent resolves an Ugin, there's a good chance that your board is going to be picked up and put into the exile zone. And there's a good chance that if you don't have an answer, you're just going to lose. That's just how it goes. He owns the board, he controls the board, and he like lightning bolts you, which is pretty good because we all know how good lightning bolt is. What else do we lose here? Other notable cards that maybe never got like met up to I don't know, like never maybe like met all their expectations, but were still like sweet cards. Monastery Mentor. That card maybe got better in Modern. I don't really know. I don't play a whole bunch of Modern. But yeah, that card is really, 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 really sweet, and I'm kind of sad to see it go. Along with Soulfire Grandmaster, I played the heck out of that card. That thing was amazing. Being able to roast your opponent's dude and gain 5 always felt real sweet. Yeah, it's just a 2/2 lifelink vanilla without his abilities, but instants and sorceries have lifelink. Yes, please, sign me up. Also, third ability, like this is bananas, tap 4 mana, next instant or sorcery spell, instead of going to the graveyard, if you cast it, it goes back to your hand. So it's pretty sweet. Looking at this list here about seeing what other cards go out. Valor Stance is a good card. Is pretty, I don't know, it's not played as much now, but there was a time where Valor Stance was your go-to piece of removal in white. Yeah, we don't really have a whole bunch of removal in Standard right now. Murderous Cut's about it, to be honest. Everything else is pretty conditional. Like there's the Roast, the Ultimate Price, Valor Stance, I suppose. Excuse me. Immolating Glare and things like that, but it's fairly conditional. Fetch lands. Fetch lands are rotating. What? Decks aren't going to be $400. This is crazy. With the rotation of fetch lands, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I don't think that 4 and 5 color decks are going to be a thing, to be honest with you. I think like maybe there'll be somebody at your local F&M who's like, yeah, dude, I'm going to play all these colors and all these tapped lands and then like throw in a Hedron alignment because this card is saucy, but I don't think it's going to be, realistic. Yeah, so fetch lands are rotating. Fetch lands came into Standard in Cons, obviously, but they didn't really define the format a whole lot until we got to fetch 4 dual lands, which is insane, but it's also like was super cool. It also made the deck prices go way up because like I think the average price of a fetch land is like $15 right now, and if you need to play like 6 of those, then it's like that's $100 right there. I don't know. I just threw some numbers together. Math. Yeah, that's $100 right there or so that you just need to put in your deck for like not even half of your land base. Like that's kind of ridiculous. I have a lot of friends who took a break from Standard just because they don't want to spend $400 on a deck and that you need to spend to be able to compete, which I completely understand. And so, like, part of me is excited to get rid of those fetch lands so that my friends can come back and, like, play with me because I like friends. Yeah, fetch lands are going out. So, what does this mean about the format? What does this mean about the metagame? What kind of decks are we going to expect to see? What should you be brewing? Well, let me tell you, because that's what I'm here to do. Aggro. We might need some more aggro cards out of Shadows of Innistrad in the upcoming sets. Do I think we're going to get them? No, I don't, because Shadows of Innistrad, I just don't see it being, like, punch your face in, because, like, it's more like Graveyard and Innistrad. But I could be wrong. Like, I wouldn't stake my reputation on it, but I could be just totally whiffing on this speculation here. Like I said, I don't think that 4 and 5 color decks will be very prevalent. I don't even think they'll really be a thing. But I do think that there might be, there's definitely probably 3 color decks. The number of how many 3 color decks they're going to be is really going to depend on if the aggressive, more faster decks are fast enough to be able to punish your opponent for taking pain lands and taking pain from the pain lands, and being slow to get to your 3 colors that you need to cast your spells. And so that's really going to be a big tell. Is like, is the aggro deck fast enough to punish me for playing 3 colors? So that being said, when I've been doing my brewing about rotation and making rotation-proof decks, I've decided to really just stick to 2 colors. Actually, the deck I'm playing right now plays a lot of Eldrazi. It's mono black with splashing white just for Silk Wrap. So it's 2 colors, but like the mana base is real consistent because Caves of Koilos covers both the colors, and that's the pain lands and whatnot. And it's mostly black, like I said. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's just I've been really trying to stay away from like 3 colored decks, just because like I think it's going to be hard, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be really possible without being able to fetch and like set up your mana base as consistently as we have been able to in the past 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, X number of months where fetch lands have been able to get dual lands. I was going to talk about what this means for like prices and things like that. Yeah, so the overall price of standard decks that are competitive is probably going to go way down. Like, we're talking about $100, $150 down per deck, just because like the land base isn't going to be like fetch lands and dual lands. And so that's pretty cool because Magic is more accessible to people now, which is awesome because we want to grow the game. Yay, Magic. I love nerds. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. Also, I think that, yeah, like I was saying, just the aggro decks is going to be important. That's going to be the real tell of the standard. Are the aggro decks fast enough to punish me for being multiple colors? And by multiple, I mean like 3 or more. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to touch on. I'm really excited for this new standard coming up. And yeah, I'm really excited. I hope you guys liked the video. Go check out Dylan's new deck tech. He just built a sweet Jeskai Eldrazi deck, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's a sweet deck. He just top 4 to FNM, which is super cool, and I was really proud of him. Yeah, so just go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Feel free to comment or anything like that. Let us know what you want to see. Thanks for watching.